Do you need another light strip for your house? Don't we all? Today we're going to look at the Sengled LED Zigbee compatible light strip. Hey guys, Chris Young here from Homekitgeek, the channel where we bring you new smart home content every single week looking at Amazon, Apple HomeKit, Google Home, and whatever I find interesting. If you guys find that interesting, do me a favor, consider subscribing, ring that bell so you can get notified when there are new videos. In today's video, we're looking at the Sengled LED strip. So you're going to need the Sengled bridge for this if you want this to work with Apple HomeKit. Again, I'll put a link to that video review up here, so do me a favor, check that out if you haven't already. So what do I think of the LED strip? This is actually a really great LED strip. It is 1400 lumens. We'll get into all that later, but one of the things I like about it the most is it is extremely responsive, as we would expect from Zigbee. As well, it's also got a great color display. The yellow is honestly, it's one of the best I've seen out of an LED strip. Definitely better saturated than the majority of the LED strips out there. And as well, greens are good. It's just in general a really nice LED strip. Again, we'll get into that. The other thing that's nice about this is it is fully compatible through the bridge with Amazon and Google and Apple HomeKit. So if you want any of those, if you want to be able to use this with any of those ecosystems or move back and forth between ecosystems like I do, then this is definitely a good shot for you. The one thing that does concern me a little bit about this, given what you get, is the price. Now, this is definitely in the mid-range. It was about $50, $60 on Amazon. So that's something to be concerned with, is that you're going to need to buy the LED strip as well as the bridge. So you're looking at least $100 to get in, just to get in the door here, although they do get cheaper over time. So the other thing you're going to need to consider is that this is a Zigbee device. If you've already got Zigbee hubs in place, you will know that one of the main advantages of Zigbee is that you're not going to consume other IP addresses or consume wireless space on your local network, which is a good thing, right? As soon as anything happens, if you need to repair your hub, the devices will just come in as part of the bridge, nice and easy. So let's start with the details. This is the Sengled LED strip. It is a Zigbee 121, home automation compatible, 2 meters or about 6.5 feet, 1400 lumens marked on the box, but that is only 700 lumens per meter. 18 watts max power draw, color of 16 million colors, temperature in the 2000 to 6500 Kelvin range, so warm to those cool blue whites, and it is compatible with Madam A, Google, as well as Apple HomeKit, and even if this, then that, if that's something you're looking for. If you do not want to use the Sengled bridge, you could also connect this directly to something like the Samsung SmartThings, or even with any of the Zigbee compatible Echo devices like the Echo Pluses, the largest Echo Show, or the Echo Studio. So we'll show this clearer later in the video, but you can see here that the colors are very saturated. The yellows are yellow, the greens are green, reds are red, blues are blues, which is really nice because not all LED strips are like that. So getting into the box, you can see Amazon, Google, and SmartThings are all listed on the box. HomeKit is not, but that's not a problem because that's a product of the bridge, which again, posted a review on that. I will put that up above so you can click on that if you haven't seen it already. And everything else that you need to know about this is clearly marked. The lumens, the wattage, all of that kind of stuff. Again, the lumens, don't get tricked by this. It is 700 lumens per meter, not 1400, which you might think of if you just look at that number. So get in the box, open up, everything you need is in here, including the documentation. The documentation isn't great. Again, Sengled is definitely losing some marks in my books as far as trying to find all the information. I again had to go to the FCC database to be able to find things. And funny enough, this particular LED strip is listed as a camera according to the FCC filing. So go figure. From a power standpoint, this is kind of standard power from an LED strip. The power plug itself has the modular adapter, so this is going to be able to change out for, depending on what part of the world you're in, it'll just be able to snap in the appropriate for your part of the world, and this is kind of standard stuff. As well, again, it's going to plug into the actual LED strip here. Very nice long cable, which I do like. And one of the other things which is a nice touch is Sengled has also included this manual button to be able to control and cycle through the colors right on the strip itself, right? So you're not going to have to open up your phone just to change colors, which is nice. Nothing really special about the connection type here. This is your standard connection for an LED strip. You slip it in there and you're good to go. I expect that the extension strip is going to be very similar if you were to purchase that, but from 2 meters is usually going to be enough for most applications. So we'll get this plugged in here, turn it on, it goes through the boot up sequence, and as you can see, fairly bright, and it's that nice yellow color. Again, I have the ability to manually turn it on and off, which is a good thing. It's a nice touch. So moving through the setup, we're now going to connect the LED strip to the Sengled bridge. The bridge we've already got set up. Again, there's a link up above to that video if you haven't seen that already. And this was a very, very quick setup process. Usually this can take up to 45 seconds, I think is the standard on an Amazon discovery cycle. But this was, again, maybe 20 seconds. Not worth showing in a video, but again, I do want to point out that it did happen fairly quickly. The Element Color Plus, again, it's detected. We're now going to add it. This is the pairing of the LED strip with the bridge, which is good. What's going to make a relationship between this and allow us to control them. So we're going to add a new room. Again, naming convention, super, super important here. You want to plan this out in advance. And then we're just going to assign a name to the LED strip. I don't want it to be my office bulb. I want it to be something a little more indicative of what it actually is. So I'm going to call this just my Sengled LED strip because I only have one at the moment. So doing a quick tour of the Sengled app. Again, all the things that you would expect here, you can turn it on and off. You can adjust the brightness, color temperature, as well. There's some additional features in here around firmware update, power consumption, and just in general, it looks like a pretty functional app, which is what you would expect. For completeness, I'm going to show the pairing of the Sengled bridge as well. Because this is a Zigbee bridge, the relationship between HomeKit actually goes between your HomeKit hub and the bridge itself, not to the LED strip, which is kind of nice in that you're only going to have to pair the bridge, and any accessory you paired to that bridge afterwards is automatically going to be exposed to HomeKit. You are going to have to go back in, of course, and change the name of them, put them in the right room, those kinds of things. So that's just the watering and feeding portion. But the actual pairing piece gets much easier. And that's one of the other advantages of bridges. So we will change the name of this, put it in the right room. Siri now suggests some scenes for us if we want, and we're going to go over and check out what kind of controls we have. So as you can see here, the brightness goes up and down, very responsive, almost immediate. As well, we can change the colors if we so choose, right? It's a nice white. Again, we have the kelvins, we have colors, we have all the above, which is a pretty great thing. And of course, we can always go in here and check out the bridge and the rest of the information. So it's always interesting to me to see how people actually use these products. My use case is to give the spider plants on the top shelf here a little bit more light. They're in a little bit of a shaded area, and I'd like them to be able to have just a little bit more light. Highly recommended to use the 3M double-sided tape in addition to what's already on the LED strip, and that's really going to help make sure that it stays better connected. So for the finished project here you can see the light is mounted, and it's very, very responsive, assuming that I can actually touch the color dial properly. So let's get that phone there. And you can see the yellows are yellow, greens are greens. Again, the yellow is a really, really nice yellow. It's not that kind of a whitish yellow. For the cost, which is between $40 and $50 for an LED strip, it's definitely something that I would consider reusing, considering I already own the bridge. So coming to the end, what do I think overall? I think thumbs up on this. It's a good LED strip, assuming you're willing to put another bridge in your house. And for some of us, you're starting to get 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 bridges. Eventually, you're going to have issues with contention as these start to compete for the same wireless space. So that is something that you're going to need to be concerned with here as well. So what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. If I haven't answered all your questions, do me a favor, ask them and I will do my best to get those answered as quickly as possible. If you haven't subscribed already, please do me a favor and ring that bell so you can be notified when new videos arrive. And likes, shares, always appreciated. I'll see you guys soon.